This is the first time I'm saying this without crying, yani. It's too emotional. Niko na balancing tears. Like my tears are always here.
But you're strong now, idea.
Right now I'm better off.
You're better off.
Yeah, I'm better off. Hey, you would have come out tungepatana like a year ago. I was a mess. Like I had just lost my mind completely. You pick a place like you don't know what you're doing. Eh? Like you literally don't know what you're doing. Nishaenda shule na nguo chafu. Once I went to school, like that day, what had happened, my dad had beaten me like the previous night. Alikuwa amenipiga. So I had like whoa. So I had a black eye.
Meet Graca. She's beautiful, you must admit. You'll easily pass her for a lady who's having life easy, but looks deceived. At only 21, she's been through much more than you can imagine. She has been raped, experienced an abusive relationship, and suffered from depression and anxiety disorder.
I want to bless you or just tell my story. I hope it inspires someone out there. Growing up was fun. I had a twin brother. He was amazing, but he ended up passing like a few days later. Okay, not days, like years. But the experience living with the brother was amazing. My younger brother was born in 2003. We had like a happy family. Like basically, when you think about a happy family, you think about a mom, a dad, successful parents, and a happy home. You're always laughing, going out. You're comfortable. You don't lack things.
But all this took an abrupt turn.
One day, my dad lost his job. I was in class 6. That was back in 2005. And that is when things turned around, like did a 360 turn. My dad started drinking, became an alcoholic, violent, used to come home from whatever he was doing during the day. He comes back home, he's angry and frustrated at everyone. He takes out his anger on us. He beats my mom. I try to take him away, and then he beats me up too, or beats up my brother. So it went on for a couple of years until my mom could not take it anymore. By this time, I was in my final year in primary school.
The now abusive marriage started taking a toll on Graca and her sibling, and eventually led to depression.
Deep down, I was suffering. I got into depression. My brother also got into depression. So after I went to high school, that was in 2010, I went to high school. So there I met different people, and due to the environment I was coming from home, I got into bad company. So I was rebellious. I always tried to get away, to go home, like just to check up on my mother, because she had gone through a lot already through the hands of my dad. So I wanted to get away, even if it's suspension, to just go home and check up on her. So I was suspended a couple of times in high school. I was not like the best child in high school. My brother, on the other hand, was at home. Even though my mom had left, my dad was still giving her a lot of pressure and insulting her through the phone. So my brother, he's seeing all this. My younger brother, he's seeing all this. He once went to the police station to report. That is how far it had gotten.
After high school, the dad had detached, and there was a breather not only to her but to the family in general. This gave her room to exploit her talents in acting, and she did take it up. But another tragic twist was in the offing, one day after having attended her rehearsals.
So one fateful day, I was going home, and by then I had a boyfriend. So I was going home after the rehearsal was about 10 p.m. in the evening. So as I was walking home, the cousin to my boyfriend then gave me a lift. So I accepted because, he's like family. Someone who is related to your boyfriend is like family, right? So I got into the car. He didn't take me home. Like he drove past our home. He knew where it was. And then he took me to his house. He said he's picking something because he's going back to town. I said, okay. When we got to his house, he told me to get out of the car. It's not good for someone to stay in the car, yet they have come to visit. So I got out and stood at the door because I really wanted to go home. And plus, there were a lot of red flags. Like, you know, there's always that when something bad is about to happen to you, there's always that inner feeling telling you, giving you the red flags. So I was scared. So I got inside. He gave me a chair. I sat down. He went to his room, came out, locked the door, and he raped me. So I blacked out actually. I knew he raped me like when I woke up in a hospital. He did whatever he did to me. I blacked out. My friend, when I woke up in a hospital at Nairobi Women's. I woke up, my friend told me she found me with blood because I was wearing white, with blood on my lower part. So that is when I figured I had been raped. I took the papers that I was given by the doctor to the police station. They arrested him. He stayed there for like 2 days and then he was released. There was no case, nothing. And since my mom was, let me not say poor, but she was not that well off by then. So it was really hard to get, like our country, it was hard to get justice for someone who does not, because money talks, right?
A beautiful scar after the tragic incident was that which she was left with after the experience.
So yeah, we let it go. I got pregnant. I decided to keep the baby. So she's now like 2 years and a half. She's 2.5 years. She's a girl. I'm like the proudest mom. I thank God for the decision that I took to keep the baby, because whenever I feel sad, she's like the source of my joy. So years down the line, a year later, I gave birth to, her name is Graca, Leslie Graca.
Amidst the effort to heal, she was hit by a realization that she had been suffering from anxiety disorder when she one day met with her dad.
I bumped into him. Believe you me, I froze. I could not move. I wanted to move and run. I couldn't move. I had difficulty in breathing. I passed out. So I was taken to the infirmary. I woke up. They just thought that it was a panic attack. They didn't even take me to hospital. They took me to the infirmary for first aid. So I went home. It started happening. When I think about my dad, just the thought, it's like a whole thought process. The whole process begins. I start shaking. I feel nausea. I feel dizzy. I feel like I want to fall. So that is when I went to hospital. I went for counseling. So first of all, I was tested for typhoid when I went to hospital for the first time. And then there's this counselor in my school. Her name is Madam Zangi. She saw that my progress in school is not that great compared to when I was in first year. So she called me to her office. She took me to hospital. That is where I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder.
Anxiety disorder is described as a mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry, anxiety, or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities.
My anxiety is caused by a thought process of my dad. So whenever I see my dad or see something that reminds me of him, just anything that relates, like when I see it, I know my dad has this, or my dad is a friend of that person. Once I think about it, I get scared. First of all, I start shaking uncontrollably. I can't hold a thing when I get the anxiety or the panic attack. I struggle breathing. I have struggles in breathing. I feel like vomiting. That is nausea. I feel nausea. I feel dizzy. At times, I used to black out. Like just go off completely. But it went on for a couple of years. Okay, not a couple of years because we're in 2017. So it went on for a while, for about a year. But through the way I got friends. Okay, I went to hospital, but the hospital just gave me drugs for it, like just to tone my emotions down or slow down my hormones, you know.
Key towards managing anxiety disorder has been close friends who understand, and key to her has been her friend Edward Obura.
You have anxiety, you need people to reassure you. Like you need someone to hold your hand and tell you it's okay, yeah, and give you like that sense of security. So can I like mention one person? So see Bebe na mention, please. So I got into contact with one Edward Obura from Kenya. So he helped me because he also went through the same, I think. He helped me overcome my anxiety step by step. He gives me security, or just tells me it's going to be okay, you know. All you need is that it's that one person.
From her experience, this is her advice to those battling anxiety disorder.
I read the Bible. Whenever I feel sad, I read the Bible and try to get comfort from there, because you cannot depend on people. Let me just say, in as much as people are important, people are not reliable. People have their own problems. So be the source of your own, like be your own encouragement. Look at the good things that you've done or the good things that have happened to you, no matter how small or how petty you think, or how small or how minute the good thing that happened to you is. Just think about it and elevate it, elevate it, elevate it.
This has been an Ian Dennis story.